Okay, we're going to talk about how to drop our ampicillin at the bedside. So the first thing that we're going to need to do is have a clear surface, and you're going to want to get a wipe and clean off that surface. Then we're going to gather our supplies. So what we're going to need is we're going to need our 250 milligram vial of ampicillin. We're going to need our 20 ml bottle of sterile water. You're going to need 2 3 ml syringes. You're going to need 2 25 gauge needles, 1 18 gauge needle, and then probably like 5 or 6 alcohol pads. Then you're going to put on your gloves, and this process should be clean and keeping the syringes and the needles as clean as possible. So after you have your gloves on, what you're going to do is you are going to take your sterile water vial. You're going to pop the top off of that. Be careful not to touch the tip of the bottle. You're going to take an alcohol wipe. You are going to clean the top of that vial off and then get rid of that. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to open our 3 ml syringe. We are not going to pop our syringe out. We are going to open it with the things like this, and then you're going to pull it out by the middle of the syringe, keeping both ends as clean as possible. Next, we're going to take our needle, and we can put our syringe in between our fingers like this to kind of hold it. Next, we're going to take our 18 gauge needle. We are also going to open it with the prompts there and not break it through the package, keeping this end here and putting it on the end of that. Then we're going to get rid of that. Next, we're going to pull up 2.5 ml of air into this syringe, because that is what we are going to reconstitute our ampicillin with. So 2.5 ml of air in this, taking the top off of here, and we are going to put the 2.5 ml of air in there. Then we are going to get our water and pull that out there, being careful that we're not going to pull a lot of on this part of the syringe, keeping our fingers kind of close to the end. Okay, once you have that, you're going to pull your needle off of there, and then very carefully get your needle and cap it. And then what we are going to do is take that needle off, get rid of that. We are going to open our 25 gauge needle and put on our syringe now. Now you have this over here. So we are done with our sterile water. Now we're going to get our ampicillin. Our ampicillin vial, we are going to take the top off of there. Now we are going to clean that vial as well, all the while keeping our syringe with the water in our hand. And we're going to clean the top of that vial off, getting rid of that alcohol swab. We're going to let that dry. And then what we're going to do is take our top off of the needle, and we are going to insert the fluid into the vial. But we are not going to do it all at one time. What we are going to do is we're going to do about 1.5 ml into there, and then we are going to pull up air, back up, and then 1.5 ml or 1 ml, whatever you have left over, and then we're going to pull air back up out, and then we are going to get rid of this syringe, and this syringe is done. Clamp our needle, and we're done with that. Now we are going to mix our ampicillin. We do not have to, or we can kind of shake. We don't want to shake vigorously, but kind of get all of the powder and everything reconstituted and kind of dissolved in the vial. So we're going to get all of that done. The color will be like a milky white color, and that is fine. It does not have to be clear. We just don't want to see any active powder in the fluid. And being careful not to touch the top of the vial while we're doing that. Grabbing it on the ends right here is fine. Once we have our fluid mixed up, we are going to take our syringe. We have a new syringe and our new needle that we are going to open. And again, taking it out by the middle. And then this one, opening it up and keeping the ends clean and putting together. So now we have our syringe. And then we are going to take a new alcohol swab and we are going to clean the top of our ampicillin. Getting rid of that one, letting that dry. We're going to pull up, this is whenever we pull up whatever our dose would be. Your dose is going to be shown in your orders. So we will say we're giving 160 milligrams of ampicillin. So we are going to give 1.6 mL based on our reconstitution of our ampicillin vial. We are going to pull up 1.6 of air. And this is what keeps your fluid from shooting back up or coming out whenever you don't want it to. So 1.6 here, we're going to take the cap off. We are going to insert that air into the vial. And then we are going to turn over and we are going to keep as clean as possible, pulling our ampicillin back into our syringe. And then once you have 1.6 or your dose, then you will pull that out. And then after this, we can cap this or put the safety on this needle, but we'll leave it capped until we're ready to give to the patient. You should not reconstitute your ampicillin until you are ready to give to patient. After you reconstitute it, it is only good for 1 hour. So we will immediately go to giving to our patient. So you will give your ampicillin over 5 minutes, slow IV push. You will clean the port on your IV. You will flush just a little bit. Do your fluid or do your ampicillin over 5 minutes. And then we will take the syringe off, put another flush on, flush the rest of that with just a little bit of flush, maybe 0.2, 0.3 mL. And then after that, then you are done with your ampicillin.